dozen sorbet roses, another half dozen vase for free starting at $29.99, 1-800-Flowers.com. Enter the code HERD. By the way, 15 minutes from now, where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong, there's plenty of both at the top of hour number 2. Chris Broussard is joining me. So, you said humor you. So, you submitted this idea that the stage is being set for Philadelphia, who may get swept by Boston. And that lets everybody in Philadelphia know, including Ben Simmons and Embiid, which is, fellas, Boston's really good. We're not winning this thing. It's not like it's a 7-game series. If they get swept tonight, what you're saying to me is Philadelphia, from the owner to the G, because to make those big moves, the owner's got to sign on, the coach, the GM. You think a sweep or a 5-game series signals LeBron's coming. So my pushback to you is, so LeBron's going to be an off-the-ball guy in year 16? I love LeBron, but guys say they want to do stuff, and then they don't do stuff. I don't buy that.
Look, that's a great point, because a lot of times your game is your game. You know, he's not only been playing that way for the 15 years in the NBA, but he played that way in high school, and my guess is he played that way in Muni League, Mini League, Pop Ward, whatever it was called in basketball, okay? However, what I was told is LeBron he's done that because he's never really had a teammate who was a playmaker for other guys. Now, Kyrie obviously would make plays for himself and occasionally other guys. He only averaged 5 assists in Boston.
Yeah, Kyrie's never been a big assist guy.
Exactly.
He's a finisher.
Yep.
He
can make his own plays.
Exactly.
Same thing for Dwayne Wade. Okay, occasionally he'll make some plays for other guys, but he's generally makes it for himself. LeBron hasn't had that other guy that makes plays for his teammates. Ben Simmons is that.
And that would translate to easy LeBron buckets as he ages.
Yes, and that's what you want. He's getting easier buckets now than he was 10 years ago or 8 years ago, because he's playing a little more at the elbows, guys are creating occasionally some things for him, whereas it used to be nobody creating for him. So here's the thing, though. This is where I ask you to humor me. LeBron, we know he wants to be the GOAT, okay?
He does.
If he goes to Philadelphia, they would have a shot to win it next year. Next year, and I mean beat Golden State.
Oh, God,
next
yes.
year, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
no question.
So he could theoretically lead them to maybe 2 titles while he's still the best player on the team. And then as he ages and Simmons and Embiid come of age and mature, they can help him win maybe another 1 or 2. And in 10 or 15 years, when millennials are driving the narrative, not you and me aren't driving it anymore, it's millennials driving the narrative, they're going to say, LeBron James has all the individual regular season records. He has all the postseason individual records. He's got 5 or 6 rings. He's been to twice as many finals as Michael Jordan. What's the debate? That's what they're going to say. So this stage is being set. The older generation doesn't think Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Certainly not undisputedly. Like Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they don't take away from MJ. They know he was great, but they don't just say, oh, yeah, he was the greatest ever. It's our generation that says that. And 10,
by the way, guys like
me,
me, I would say I've never bought in. I think LeBron is a much greater rebounder, a much better guy to play with, a much better passer, a bigger, stronger, more physical player. So I don't buy into this. I always thought Magic was closer to MJ than anybody gave him credit for. Magic gave you 18 assists, 18 points, or 18 rebounds. Michael wasn't getting you 18 assists. Michael also had Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, Horace Grant. So I never bought into this.
Well, you're of the older generation.
But
you're the older generation than me.
Yeah, I am a little bit older. Okay, Joy, I'm not going to ask your age, although her birthday is January 17th, same as my wife. You're from the generation that's mostly lived with LeBron. Where do you fall on that?
I'm 31. It's public, so it's okay.
And do you fall on
I love LeBron when he was in Miami. I think he's the second greatest player of all time, and there's no knock on that. But I love Michael Jordan. But I grew up idolizing Michael Jordan, and I'm like a zealot.
Okay.
So I can't be reasoned with.
Okay, you can't be reasoned with.
There is another
but
scenario.
I am a millennial, technically.
You're a millennial. There is another scenario for LeBron that I think catch MJ. I don't know about surpassing just yet. And LeBron has to embrace this. I'm telling him, LeBron, embrace this. I know he's doing 0 Dark 30 or whatever it's called. But if he can somehow lead this Cleveland team past Golden State.
Come on.
Look, I know it's impossible, virtually impossible. I'm not going to hold it against him or criticize him if he doesn't, because I don't expect him to.
Okay, you're asking the University of Hawaii to beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl.
But look, if you want to be the GOAT, here's why Michael Jordan's the GOAT. It is because he defied conventional wisdom. When Michael Jordan came into the league, nobody believed you could build a dynasty around a shooting guard. It had never happened. He did it. When Michael Jordan came into the league, the conventional wisdom was you can't lead the NBA in scoring individually and win titles. Larry Bird never did it. Wilt, when he was scoring big, didn't win titles. It's when his average dropped that he won titles. Jordan, every single year he won the championship, he led the league in scoring. He changed the narrative. He defied conventional wisdom. So if you want to usurp that, if you want to top that, you got to do something crazy. You got to do something where the table's not set. LeBron did it in 2016, down 3-1. And again, I'm not saying he will do this, but if he does it, and he's got to embrace, this is the chance, this is what I got to do, I think the narrative would sway toward him being the GOAT.
I always argue this. What is the weakness in Jordan's game, his legacy? The weakness in Jordan's legacy is, he went to a second team. They couldn't even make the playoffs.
No.
So LeBron
he was 38 years old.
Well, LeBron's going to be in his 16th year. So LeBron goes to Cleveland, and then he goes to Miami and wins, and then he goes to Cleveland and wins. Whether it's Philadelphia or L.A., you're going to be saying, remember, LeBron in his 18th year was still winning titles. Michael tried a second team, and they were awful. They weren't even a playoff team. That's the weak. Now, I'm just saying, what are people going to argue in 30 years? You're not going to have all the detail. You're going to sit down and go, Jordan went to a second team. They couldn't even make the playoffs. He averaged like 20 points in his 15th year. Remember when Michael became a Sixer and averaged 31 points his 16th year and was that's Jordan's big flaw.
The longevity argument
is becoming, because like you said, the stats argument, it's over. Yeah. LeBron's going to crush Michael. The one thing he's got is that perfection. By the way, it wasn't long ago that Montana was better than Brady because he was 4 for 4. Now we've given up on the argument because Brady keeps getting to these. Even though Brady lost the Super Bowl, he's still getting to more. 6, 7, 8. He's going to get next year probably 9. At some point, volume wins.
That's a great point because a lot of people are trying to say, like, LeBron's playing at arguably the highest level we've ever seen the game played at.
If you count efficiency, LeBron's playing at the highest level I've ever seen a player play.
Okay. But here's the thing. We don't want two categories. We don't want best player but the GOAT. Because a lot of people will look at Aaron Rodgers and say, he's the best quarterback we've ever seen. But he's not in the GOAT conversation. That's either Brady or Montana.
Right.
And so I don't want to hear LeBron's the best player we've ever seen, but Jordan's the GOAT because he won more. If you're the GOAT, your accomplishments have to be at a certain level. Now, LeBron's already got 3 rings, but he's got to even out that finals thing a little more. And then I think he's got a chance to pass Mike.
All fired. I wasn't even going to talk LeBron, MJ, but there are. I do think the thing you bring out, and this is really an important factor. It actually is better for the Sixers if you want LeBron James. It is better for the Sixers to get trounced tonight and get beat by 15, and because then to make LeBron happen, you have to make Ben Simmons believe he needs him, Embiid, Brett Brown, the GM and the owner.
You don't think that's already happened? Even if they go out in 5, you don't think that's already happened, though?
I think it's amazing what time does. Ben Simmons, bad games, thump tonight. It's like anything else. Like it's the duality on life. There's always a silver lining in awful. And I think if the Sixers get trounced tonight, it's like it just doubles down on, oh, God, we know Boston's better next year. They got to get the king. And I think it matters. His name is Chris.